you phosphorescent little shopping centres. It's another day of homeschooling, and that means another day of homeschooling with the niNcomPoOPs. Yay! I'm Professor Andy Stanton, and I know all there is about the wonderful world of words. The wonderful world of words! Right, I'm going to teach you guys about words. A word, one word in particular, and I'm going to choose that word at random from the Oxford Children's Narachydony, because the Narachydony is a big book of words. I'm not even going to look. Hope it's an easy one. Okay, let's have a look. It is, pelican. That's funny, because I was talking about pelicans the other day, because look, I've got a brilliant album by one of my favourite bands, the Pelicans. The Pelicans. A pelican. Now, a pelican is a greedy beast. He has got what is on his face. He's got a friend called Bill, and the pelican's bill comes out like this, and it's got like a big snapper, and the pelican dives into the water, and he says, "Oh, hello, what have I got here?" he says to himself. He says, "I've got my favourite food of all time, fish." Now the fish are swimming around under the water, just going, "Oh, I hope old pelican and his friend Bill don't come along today, because we're just having a lovely time swimming around, la 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 la." Some of us are big, a mackerel, and some of us are small, like a smaller mackerel. And some of us are very, very tiny indeed, and we are called invisible fish, and we are so small, no one can see us, except for one fellow. That fellow is pelican. Pelican, meanwhile, has landed on the water. Even though most birds like to flop around in the sky, some birds, such as the pelican, they like the water. The pelican, the duck, the swan, the goose likes the water a bit, I think. The Iranian red-bummed wampler bird, he likes the water. The cassowary, the oven bird, the fridge bird, bookshelf bird, floor bird, all of those other birds, some of them like the water almost as much as they like the air. The pelican is one of those fellows. He flips and flaps and flops around. He goes onto the water, and then he's got a specially adapted face. So what he does is he takes the water, he goes onto the water, and then with his bill, he cuts a hole in the water, and he moves the lid up of the water, and now he's got a lovely hole in the water where he can see the fish swimming around, even the invisible ones. Then he gets one of his hands and he reaches down into the water and sees what he can scoop up. Usually he gets about 3,000 fish in one hand, or sometimes none. But basically he gets some of the fish, tosses them up into the air, opens his bill, slap, 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 and that way he can eat pretty much as many fish as he wants. Sometimes pelican goes to the water, cuts a hole in the water with his face, opens it up, can't see any fish, but what he can see down there is a human being having a swim. Human being swimming along. The pelican knows that he's not strong enough to fight a human, so he quickly flaps off to the magician. Now the magician lives up on a cliff. The magician is usually a puffin or an eagle, or sometimes the magician is just a blade of grass. Pelican pays the magician with some eggs, and the magician he gives the pelican a massive power up. He makes the pelican like insanely strong for the next half hour. So then a pelican with his enormous muscles flaps back over to the sea, goes back down, doesn't even need to cut a hole in the water this time, just smashes it up with his legs, dives down into the water, and he can pick up at least 1,000 humans in one go when he's that strong, or a whole submarine full of humans, takes the submarine to the rocks, smashes it against the rocks, all the people flop out, the pelican just shoots them with his eyes. It can't catch them all at once, but if he shoots them, guy gets hit in the leg from the shotgun, the pelican's eyes, guy's going, "I'm dying, the pelican will eat him later." After half an hour, the pelican's powers wear off, shrinks back down to normal power pelican. Probably it eats all of the humans that he's picked up, or just saves some for later. So it sells some humans on eBay. You'll often, if you go on eBay, you'll often find a pelican selling some humans that he can't be bothered to eat or just doesn't fancy. That's what a pelican is. It's a pelican. It's one of the greediest birds I've ever encountered. And if you see one on your adventures, just be cool, okay? If he's not powered up, you can beat him. But if he is powered up, I'd probably just say you run. Well, there you go. That's a pelican for you. Pelican. And if you want to know more about the amazing world of words, come back next time when Dr. Carrie Quinlan will be teaching you another word from the Narachidoni. Until then, bye!